Hi everybody, Sean Woodland and Pat Sherwood joining you for another edition of the CrossFit Games Update Show. We have some workouts to chew on right now, and unlike last week, now we are 1 week away. I kind of jumped the gun last week, got people a little bit nervous. I apologize for that. I got some emails from people that...
How dare you?
I know, I'm a terrible person, and I apologize for that. But yes, now we are 1 week away, and we do have some workouts to talk about here, and from the little bit that we know, definitely looking forward to seeing these things play out.
This kind of happens every year, right? Like Dave Castro will drop these little tidbits of information, part of an event, all of an event, and I'm not really sure whether it's to help the athletes train or just mentally torment them a little bit more before the games start.
I'm guessing it's that one.
Probably the latter.
The first announcement was on the 4th of July, which was appropriate given the workout that Dave Castro went to social media to announce.
The first announced workout for the individuals at the 2015 Reebok CrossFit Games is Murph.
For the first time in Games history, we're going to do Murph. We don't know when, and we don't know where, and we really don't know exactly how, but still athletes have plenty to practice here.
But we know it's Murph, and as soon as you tell the athletes anything about a workout, they are just going to hammer that thing into the ground. We're starting to see the same thing that happened at regionals. People are doing Murph or some sort of variation of Murph with reps, loadings, distances. We're going to row it, we're going to ski, or we're going to do whatever, but they want to make sure whatever pops up, hopefully they've kind of somehow tasted that a little bit.
I don't know if there's a clear-cut favorite on the men's side. There probably is on the women's side. We'll get to that in a second. But on the men's side, there are a lot of guys who could do well at this, and one of them is Jacob Hepner, given what we've seen him do recently on social media.
Jacob Hepner took 18th at the games last year and is a certifiable lunatic when it comes to just doing an incredible amount of volume. It's almost like he enjoys suffering. He just recently posted that he put on a 40-pound vest and did 2 rounds for time of a 1 mile run with that vest and then 50 unbroken pull-ups per round, still with the darn vest. So he's very much looking forward to Murph. Then Dan Bailey. Yes, he's a sprinter, but he's worked on the stamina and pushing out the times and distances. He's got incredible pushing strength, which will help with the push-ups, and he's been, top 10 at the games 4 times. But then Chad Melton. I think back to regionals this year when event 6 went down, which had the calories, 25 calories rowing, 16 chest to bar, 9 strict deficit handstand push-ups for 5 rounds. He took second on that, so he can definitely knock out pull-ups. That pushing strength is great for him, and he has an engine. And then lastly, Dan Tominski. This guy is a 3 times Games veteran and an Army veteran serving over in Iraq. Took 4th at regionals on event 3, which was that miserable grinder that started with the 1 mile on the true form and out there at the East Regional. And Dan didn't make it last year. He's hungry. Keep your eye on him.
On the women's side, if you could bet on this, my recommendation would be to bet the farm on Sam Briggs. I mean, if she doesn't win this event, I'll be shocked.
I think it's one of those deals where, okay, if 100 chest-to-bar pull-ups comes out, everyone looks at Camille and goes, all right, well, you have this one, right? I think when Murph comes out, they're like, all right, well, who's going to be second to Sam? And that's kind of what I'm thinking. She can run all day long, has an incredible engine. You think about any sort of pulling, from pull-ups to muscle-ups to whatever. She does it with a weight vest. She does it banded. She should crush it. Then Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet, last year's fittest woman on earth. She's been running all year, building that base. Body weight movements, she can crush them. She has a shorter range of motion. She will excel. Dani Horan. We spoke about her in a previous show, how all year she spent improving her endurance, which kind of held her back last year. She also told me on the phone every other day since regionals, she's done unbroken 400 meters of walking lunges. So her leg strength and stamina is through the roof. And then lastly, Sarah Sigmundsdottir. She was the winner of the Meridian Regional, and on event 3, that grinder, she took 2nd place, and then on event 6, which had the chest to bars and the strict handstand push-ups, she was not only number 1 in that region, but worldwide.
The next announcement that Dave Castro made had to do with the team competition, and we're taking a regional event and we're seeing it evolve now for the CrossFit Games.
The first announced team workout is an evolution of the regional synchro event. Deadlifts, and this time muscle-ups. 21 for the first pair, 14-7 for the second pair, 8-7-6 for the third pair.
Another team synchronized event now. It's evolving for the games. We have some different movements. Who do you like for the games in this event?
Well, there's still so many unknowns, right? What's the weight of the deadlift? Is it an odd object? Is it a barbell? Maybe there's a twist in the muscle-ups. We don't know. Right. But looking back to regionals and seeing what happened, first one that jumps out at me is Ute CrossFit. They went week 1, and on event 1, which was the synchronized deads and chest to bar pull-ups, they put up the fastest time of 13 minutes and 28 seconds. They're the 2-time Affiliate Cup champs and led by arguably one of the strongest guys out there, Tommy Hackenbrook. However, that was just week 1. Roll around to week 2 and NorCal CrossFit comes out to play. They put up a time of 12 minutes and 22 seconds, and that turned into the fastest time worldwide. Riddled with talent, including former champ Jason Khalipa. However, I've said it before, I think their women are going to save that team. They are so strong.
Well, Castro's next announcement, it was back to the individuals. Last year at the games, we had the clean speed ladder. We saw it show up again. It was such a big hit at regionals as part of that muscle up and then clean speed ladder event in number 7. We're doing it again this year at the games, only this time it's going to be a different lift.
Last year at the CrossFit Games, we introduced the clean speed ladder. It was such a fan favorite that this year on Friday night, we're bringing it back. This time with snatches.
Snatch speed ladder. We don't know the weights and we don't know how many barbells, but that hasn't stopped athletes from lining them up and lifting heavy.
No, there are some things you need to twist athletes' arms to get them to do. No one wants to go to the track and sprint, but hey, go to the gym, crank up the music, and just start lifting. I mean, overwhelmingly, these guys were doing this several times a week anyway, and now they're fired up, trying to guess maybe what the loadings might be, how many barbells, so on and so forth. This is going to be a fast and exciting event.
I will prepare to be astounded by some of the
please do.
performances. On the men's side, I'm sure there's quite a few guys that can move this weight and move it quickly, but number 1, you got to look at Matt Fraser, right?
He leaps off the sheet at you, right? So this is the 2nd fittest man in the world last year, Rookie of the Year as well, and he's so good at Olympic lifting, he actually spent a couple years out in Colorado at the Olympic Training Center to represent the United States, but he broke his back. He's back now with a 315-pound snatch. And then Neil Maddox, making his 6th appearance at the games, chatted with him yesterday. He's saying his snatch is between 295 and 300 these days, but he won the clean speed ladder last year at the games, so keep your eye on him. Nick Uranker, 4th at the Central Regional, listed snatch of 305 pounds. I follow this guy on Instagram, and he posts about 27 videos a day of him snatching 275 pounds or more, so he's been training for this forever. And then lastly, Roy Gamboa. So strong, winner of the South Regional, listed snatch of 310 pounds, and I also Instagram stalked him, and he has a video of him power snatching 280 pounds, so he's going to be all right.
Yeah, I think that.
That'll do.
You sure that wasn't me doing that?
I think it was Roy.
You should probably check again.
I'll check again.
Yeah, definitely do that. On the women's side, we always have the same couple of names that come up whenever we do an Olympic lift or lift heavy. We still have those names, but that field has now gotten bigger as far as women who can move this weight and move it quickly.
The women have gotten ridiculously strong in a very short period of time. But you still have to mention the name Elizabeth Akinwale when you think about snatching and Olympic lifts. So strong, so talented, listed snatch of 200 pounds. She won the clean speed ladder last year at the games. This year at regionals, after taking 2nd on the handstand walk, she put up 196 pounds on the snatch. Then Brooke Entz, she won the California regional, listed snatch of 205 pounds, put up 177 at regionals, and she's a dangerous rookie, fit, strong, and I think she's going to go out there and really take some chances and push the other ladies. Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet, the champ, she wants to repeat. We know how incredible she is with the barbell. Has a listed snatch of 190 pounds, but quite frankly, I don't believe that. She hit 187 at regionals after the handstand walk. I think she'll go even higher depending upon the barbells. And lastly, Jen Jones. Out at the South Regional, she took 4th, snatched 190 pounds, actually beat Camille at that regional on that lift, and her 1-rep max is listed at 195.
That's what we know so far. I mean, there could be some more announcements to come before we get things kicked off next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow. We will be back in the next couple of days to give you our picks for the top 5 in the men and the women. We are now almost 1 week away. That is confirmed.
Gotcha.
Back again tomorrow for Pat. I'm Sean. We'll see you guys later.